Hello, David Paul here. I'm just going to do a quick video on this log that I'm processing at the minute, and just a few tips for anybody who might want to be doing this kind of thing. A methodology I've got now. I've got two things that I have to do with wood, and I've got as you know, I've got these 3 sites where I am processing wood for my cabin. One of the key things, the place where I've got the support logs, they have recently been felled, and they are really full of water, and they are so heavy I can't lift them. I can lift one end of them, but really I can't really get those out of the forest on my own. And this log here is one of the larger logs, which is going to present the same problems to me. This is a sycamore log. The other ones are alder logs. They've got a lovely pink colour, those alder logs. So they'll stand out, they'll make a real highlight in the cabin where they're going to be. And this one here is the 3.5 metre long log, which is going to be the edge to the bed, and also like a sort of side sitting area or place where you can put things like a shelf to the side of the bed. So what I have to do is I have to get rid of all of this wood on the surface, on the top here, turn the log over, and then do the same on the other side. Simultaneous with that task, I've also got to be drying the log. Okay, so you could say, well, one thing you should do is take all the bark off. No, I shouldn't do that. And the reason for that is because it will get dirty and rot will get in and stuff like that. So I don't want to do that. Not all of the bark. What you need to do is take away one side and then the other side, but not as far as you might want to go with the entire finished product. So that if dirt and stuff like that get into this wood, that will be getting machined off and it won't matter. The top and the bottom parts, I don't want to get infected with rot there, so I'm leaving the bark on there. Okay, it's rained a lot recently, which is not helping, but I think the rain, the time it rains, doesn't compensate for the amount of drying that is taking place in the wood. So in other words, it's drying more than it's wetting. Okay, so what I've discovered about using the chainsaw, electric chainsaw on this, to do this kind of thing. Initially I started by making slits into the log, many slits, and then I would use my axe to cut and knock these off and so on. Now these are quite tough to get through, so I was scared, my arm was aching like crazy doing all this, you know. So I thought surely that it shouldn't be this bad. Well, the axe that I bought, which I did a little review on the axe, this Spear and Jackson axe, it's an excellent axe, and it's got quite a sharp edge on it, but it's not perfect. The edge is okay for, say, splitting firewood or whatever, but if you want to be using it rather like a chisel, you want it sharper. So yesterday I got some sanding pads, which are like the black carborundum pad things, and I used them. I got some, and I just wiped the axe on the edge, wiping away, and I put a sharp edge on there. That's rather like a chisel. That is so much better, so much better. So now I can chisel the wood pretty easily. It really cuts in nice, that, so that helps. Now with regard to the limited battery power that I have, I'm kind of screwed. So what I realized is, instead of doing these multiple cuts, cut like that, and then you get a flat battery, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Take a length of wood like this and make a cut in the middle. Then make another cut in the middle of the 2 ends. Then subdivide those and subdivide those and subdivide those like this. So I've got one cut, another cut, another cut. And if that's all you can do for the day and your battery dies, well, at least you've made periodic cuts into the wood which are allowing the wood to breathe and gas off the water vapour and to dry. So I was doing this, and I've got this section here, 1/3 of the log. I've got a third in the middle, which is I already did, and I've got another third here. So I did that, and then I subdivided. I was in the business of cutting this one as well, and I subdivided these, and I managed to subdivide the subdivisions. So keep going down, down, down all the time. And then I get over there and I'm doing these, and then I'm going to do the next ones, and then the battery dies. But that's okay, because tomorrow I'll be back again and I will subdivide and subdivide and subdivide, and I'll keep doing that. And every time I'm doing it, and every time I'm not here, these logs are getting drier and drier and drier. Now it's a nice warm sunny day today, and a lot of progress will be made. These logs are quite good solar receivers. They pick up the sunlight, and the moisture inside is transferred. It's like by hydrogen bonding, it transfers itself through the wood, so that draws it out of the wood, the hydrogen bonding, to the surface, where it's evaporated off by the solar power. Now a decent summer's day or two, and this would dry out really good. It'll shift like 90% of the water out of the log. Then this actual log, as it is, without much taking off, will become handleable. I will be able to handle it. Then on top of that, when I've taken off all of this wood off here, and then I flip it over and I take all the wood off the back, then all of a sudden it'll become really considerably lighter, and I'll be able to lift one end, put it onto the cart, drag it out, or pull it out on the back of a harness or something like that, and I'll get it out of the forest. And this is the worst job of all, because it's my biggest log. It's my biggest log that I have to take the farthest distance. Everything else after this one, in this location, at this logging site, let's call it, is all small stuff. That stuff I could take as it is now. I'm not going to do that. I'm saving my work, my energy for other jobs. I'll leave them here, and they can just dry in the sun, and then I'll take them out when they're relatively light, and then that's it. So okay, that's it for today on this log. No more work on this. I'll have a little bit hack on the bark on the top with my newly sharpened chisel axe, and take some bark off to help with the drying. But because I got a flat battery, I can't do any more work on it. Now the end of this log ends just here, where the final cut is there, and at the bottom there are a few fibres that I haven't cut through yet, but that's ready to just drop. But I thought I'll leave that alone, because what that's causing is it's causing the log to be up off the ground, because if it hits the ground I'll have difficulty lifting it up because it's so heavy. So let's leave it up in here like that. We've got our length defined, so I don't need to worry more about that. But it is off the ground, and that's allowing air to get under the log to dry it, and it's also stopping moisture from the ground seeping up into the log and re-wetting it. That's a minor problem, but it's still there, so that's not going to happen. So the thing is up in free air, able to start drying, and that's it. So next time, another visit. I may make a video of when I've got this edge done, and I might be able to demonstrate how I can lift this up. We'll see. I may have to take the rest off the other side to get it manageable. Now it's difficult when you're making these cuts to make them all the same. So one method I would suggest to people is that they use the chainsaw blade itself as a depth gauge. So cut down until the top edge of the chainsaw is just showing there. And then if you keep doing that on each cut, you'll notice that these cuts are all basically to the same depth. I didn't measure that or anything. I was just using the chainsaw as a way to make each of the cuts. And all of this goes away as waste, and that'll feed critters in the soil and stuff, and the log goes to me. And that's that. So atilago, makita tayo sakana. See you later. Jesus be with you.